Hello?
Hey, what's going on, man?
And let me put you on speaker. Hello. You know me. I'm Matt Esposito. This is my partner Kim.
Hello.
Project.
Hey, what's going on, Kim? How you feeling?
Oh, it's good.
Okay, so we just wanted to start off by congratulating you on starting such a. We think it's going to do a lot of good, so we're very happy for you. So we just want to say congratulations.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So to start off, our first question is, which industries are well represented within your database and can provide people with jobs?
So as far as the industries that Conconnect, we started by, basically building a database of various industries in various different entry levels. So, we have people from as far as the music industry for like design, UI, IX. We have entry-level jobs like warehouse, agriculture, human resources department. We have jobs ranging from even help jobs as far as like somebody wanting to have an entry-level job in a hospital as far as an apprentice, right? We have different jobs ranging from we have jobs for people who even come home and that are in the law field that probably want to pursue paralegal jobs and stuff like that amongst lawyers. A lot of people get a misconception that because we're an agency that deals with the formerly incarcerated, that we just probably have those labor and manual garbage construction jobs. But other than that, we definitely offer like a variety of multiple industries. What we gear at is just having different level job levels, entry level, mid level, senior level. Because that way we have we deal with different people, different educations when they come home. So definitely have any industry you can probably think of, we probably tapped into already, or we're definitely tapping into to make that connection right now.
That's fantastic.
So the second question we have is, what difficulties do you expect from formerly incarcerated to face while looking for work through your app?
So I think that probably like the problems that they are going to face is past education, right? Some men and women coming home, right? There's programs in prison like GED program, which becomes mandatory in New York State. So men and women are coming home with GEDs, and that can get them an entry level job or one of those minimum wage paying jobs. But Conconnect being a company that's trying to gear our candidates like getting higher jobs and minimum wage paying jobs, we would say that we're really trying to build our platform for them to pursue more education, so that way we don't just limit our audience to only getting those minimum wage jobs. And then also another issue that we know is going to happen is just the issue that most companies and most people are facing today, just hiring the formerly incarcerated, because that trust is just not there. So other than that trust issue and that education issue, we're trying to really break down those barriers now with Conconnect.
Our third question is, are there certain fields or industries that work better with your app? And if so, which fields are these, and why do you think they work better with the app?
So I don't think any field works better than any with the app. I would say that the field that probably has the most interest on the app is not the jobs. Wouldn't be that formerly incarcerated people can connect with jobs. I would think that it's just that formerly incarcerated people can connect with mostly any connection that's willing to help them, from jobs to housing to schools to mental health and drug agencies, which the platform holds a space for. So I would think that's probably the best part of the app, that they can connect with all those entities and build a list of connections that they can save and reach out to, so that way they have a better chance of staying home and a better chance of becoming successful.
That's really good.
Oh, so the fourth question we have is, what field or industry would you like more connections with? Why would you like those connections to be to those industries?
So I guess I'd like more. Wouldn't really be an industry that I'm looking to have more fit in. I guess I say I'm trying to have more jobs that pay more than entry level jobs, more those mid level jobs, more those senior level jobs, those manager position and salary paying jobs. I think that we need those. There's a lot of companies that only hire formerly incarcerated for that hourly pay, that $15 or $17, or whatever the minimum wage is in their state. And we're really trying to break down that barrier by, really showing people that these men and women need salary-paying jobs. They don't need it; they deserve the salary-paying jobs, right? They deserve those to have positions as executives and managers in company. Nothing really makes them any different than the executive in a company other than that background, right? It's just that one mistake they made. So I don't think that really limits a person from being able to have that higher up position in a company. So that's what we're trying to really look out. So we educate our people to be able to have those positions.
So a follow-up question to that would be, how do you plan to get to those high-paying jobs then?
So how I plan to get to those is basically by reaching out to these companies and I'm showing them what I have to offer. I don't just have formerly incarcerated individuals to offer. I have a network of very high educated formerly incarcerated individuals that were doing 4-year bachelor's degrees, that were doing master's programs while in prison. So I have these individuals, and these individuals are just as smart, if not smarter, than men and women on the outside. They did their studies in prison in some of the harshest environments, right, and were able to pass these studies. So why don't these individuals get these high-paying jobs? So, I mean, when I'm reaching out to companies, I'm pitching these people. I'm selling these individuals who are worth to sell. So that's how I plan on, reaching out to these companies, showing them the data, showing them these men and women, showing them how they earned their degree, these schools that they're connected with, and basically selling them as individuals.
That's fantastic. Yeah, we've been talking to a few formerly incarcerated people in our class, and there's a lot to learn from them. They're very incredible people.
Yeah, definitely, man.
So how does the app highlight people's skills for them to find a job or find different connections through the programs?
So how we working in our beginning stages, when a person does sign up, so we're live right now. A person can go sign up to Conconnect and they'll be on our early access list. So we launch in about 6 weeks. But in these 6 weeks when we do launch and that person who signed up or a person who did sign up will now have to go through and, either put their resume in or Conconnect will help them build a resume. They'll upload their bio. They'll upload some skills that they do have or skills that they don't have. Right. And we'll also ask them a questionnaire. This Conconnect questionnaire will really vet out what this person's needs are, how much time did they do, what entities, what can Conconnect really do to get this person towards success, and we basically use that data to really advance these individuals who fall into that same category. So I'd really say that, just really utilizing like Conconnect and really like asking questions in the beginning during the sign-up process, really making our onboarding process as vigorous as possible is how we're really going to apply success to these individuals' lives.
Okay, so to add on to that, are you worried about the perception of the people who uses your app gets because of your focus group of incarcerated people, right?
Yeah.
Are you worried about that?
No, actually, I'm not worried about it at all, right? Because to me, I believe to be associated with something is to have active involvement, right? If I'm associated with a gang, I have active involvement in this gang. If I'm associated with a nonprofit, I have active involvement in them. So to be associated with a prison is to have active involvement. It's either, but these men and women I deal with, they're no longer in prison. They were associated. So the key word would be is they were associated with these entities. And the men and women on my platform, you can look at them as, Conconnect is the first professional social network. So when men and women sign up to this platform, they know what it's for. They know it's to build professional connections. They know it's to build a professional life. So they're associated with professionalism and wanting change better than, this person was in prison, right? And at the end of the day, a person who does want to pursue a career has to eventually tell, we have to be honest with these employers and tell them, hey, we do have this background. So the honesty starts from just joining Conconnect and letting these employers know, like, they're on Conconnect, they got a background, and that's just they're being honest about it. They're not afraid to show that.
Right, the active involvement. I think that's something important that a lot of people need to realize, that this is something that already happened. They're different. They're new people.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what is a common misconception, I guess, that goes along with these individuals when they're looking for a job?
I would say that I want to believe that most employers don't trust the individuals from. Before you even knowing that a person, an employer doesn't even know a person's crime. All they do is know, okay, this person, the person says, hey, I do have a background, so now the trust issue is there. But now it's like, you don't know this person's background. What if they just sold drugs? How can this person's past of selling drugs affect working in a warehouse at your company, right?
Right.
You can think, are they gonna sell drugs in my warehouse? The thing should be from there is, if this person's made it here from prison and made it to the interview, they're most likely on a better path. So the misconception is that the trust thing. It comes down to, can I trust this person in my company? Is this person going to steal from me, rob from me, or make my company not what it stands for, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the biggest misconception that we're going to have, and that's why I built Conconnect to really slow that down, really defeat that misconception. So, which is why we're not an agency that just gives that, hey, get on Conconnect if you want a job. It's really get on Conconnect, stay on Conconnect, and keep advancing your life, right? You connect with drug agencies, so when employers get on our platform, they're like, okay, these men and women they're facing their challenges. They're handling their anger issues. They're facing their mental health. They're looking for housing. So why not look for these individuals that are handling all those needs? Because these are the best individuals that are facing all their issues.
Right. Okay. So just to follow up on that, why do you think it's so difficult for some employers to build up that trust?
I would think, like I said, I would just think it became such a big stigma in the world, right, of just formerly incarcerated men and women. It's became so popular. I'd sadly say, and employers, like from one employer not doing it to the other, that it just became a thing now to not hire formerly incarcerated. I don't even think if you ask an employer, hey, why don't you hire a formerly incarcerated person, they'd have a legitimate answer other than, I would understand why a bank doesn't hire a person with a robbery on the record, right? That sort of makes sense. Right. But why don't you hire somebody who probably had an assault charge and had some anger issues, and yeah, he probably assaulted somebody, but those were anger issues. He's fixed that. So, let's get him employed at Chase Bank or Bank of America as a teller or an accountant, right? Or an even higher position where they can flourish, right? Just like nobody's selling the cybersecurity guy who hacked the nation to go work cybersecurity at another consulting firm, right? But there's different paths for different people that they can take to at least keep going in their life, right? And employers just seem to think background means they're going to do something wrong, and that's just a simple thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what is the benefits of hiring an incarcerated person then to you?
So the benefits, there's a lot of benefits. So hiring a formerly incarcerated person, it starts with, one, you're doing good, right? Your company just did good. Two, if you want to, we can talk money first, right? Which a lot of companies are really want to hear. You have tax incentives of up to $9,400 when you hire. Up to each person can come up with a $9,400 tax incentive for that company. Other than that, they have a federal bonding program that's willing to cover the first 6 months of employment for any formerly incarcerated person. Then you just have the other benefits of formerly incarcerated people are going back to jail at a higher than 50% rate within the first 3 years. Data and tremendous research shows that's just really happening from them not meeting their needs, these needs being, mental health, drug agencies, employers not hiring them, so they're resulting back to their other life, or not being able to find school, because for you to go to school, you need money, and if you don't have an employer willing to give you a job, there's no school, there's nothing happening without that dollar, and everybody knows that, right? Especially for a man and woman coming home from prison, they need money, right? It's a must. So I would really say that just really moving in the right direction, really making that right first step and going about it the right way is, that, like I said, that's probably just the right way to go. So, like I said, giving back, you're lowering the recidivism rate. These companies, they're performing social justice, they're getting tax incentives. By providing these jobs, you're helping that 3-year rate. You're really transforming that 3-year rate of these men and women going back to prison, and you really can bring down that percentage to 20% if these employers just give that second chance.
So let me ask you, do you think that 6 months is a long enough time period to build up that trust?
Definitely. Yeah, I think employers know, with any employee, not even being formerly incarcerated, within the first 60 days, if that employee is going to be good, if he's going to stay, if they're going to get rid of him, how's his attitude. So there's no different when you hire a formerly incarcerated person. They don't come with a different kind of setup. So it's just give them 60 days like you do any other employer and figure it out, right? That's me as working as a manager at my job. I can know within the first 30 days, is this person going to stay or is this person not? Right, so I don't think it's any different for a formerly incarcerated person. I think that trust is definitely going to get built up within that 6 months.
Right. So do you think, or would the pay be different, or have you seen the pay be different for a formerly incarcerated person?
No, so I wouldn't say the pay gets adjusted. The pay doesn't get adjusted for these individuals, but I would say that companies that have numerous minimum paying positions have no problem with hiring these individuals and making it seem like it's that second chance opportunity, right, instead of really just using these individuals for low-paying jobs, right? Like minimum wage paying jobs. But no, there's no adjusting the budget for these individuals, at least as I know. I just know that a lot of minimum wage jobs don't mind hiring them because, like I said, the pay is minimal.
Okay, so how do you advertise your app to formerly incarcerated people who are looking for your app, you know?
So advertising to them, basically we're getting the formerly incarcerated is just basically dealing with like the parole agencies in the states that I cover. I work with like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and California only right now. So reaching out to the parole agencies in that state where my audience is that's basically what I've been doing to reach out to these individuals. And other than me being a formerly incarcerated person myself, I have a network of these individuals. So advertising social media and reaching out to the Department of Corrections, straightforward. It has been my way.
So how do you think your app will also benefit employers?
Because they'll be able to the employers that are looking to find these individuals will now have a place to find these individuals, and employers who are now going to be open to this opportunity will just, again, have this place to do it, right? You don't have to go looking and wait for that person, that applicant, right? We have a network, a social network that's built at them being able to find these individuals.
So, yeah, I definitely agree with you that it's important to have it be beneficial for both sides, and we think this app is definitely fantastic for doing that, especially for getting those middle and high paying jobs. So that's fantastic. So that's all the information we need. Actually, that's all of our questions. So. Thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on Conconnect. We're looking forward to the launch. And so, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.